the top 10 best summer fragrances to wear in December. What better place to talk about that than out here at the beach? Now, this whole video is not going to be filmed me walking on the beach, but what better place than the beach to do the intro to this video? Side note, if you enjoy videos about fragrances and this kind of content interests you, right now I have a goal of reaching 10,000 subscribers, so if you would, consider hitting that subscribe. And for you returning subscribers, I appreciate you being here. Now, as a plus, at the end of this video, I'm going to go over the few best fragrances to wear at the beach, not just my favorite summer fragrances to wear in December. Give me a thumbs up if you would. Enjoy the video. These are 10 fragrances that I wear and they uplift my mood, but especially here in the cooler weather. And I primarily wear these fragrances when I'm, kind of tired of wearing honey tobacco, just the really heavy, dense winter fragrances. This first one here, though, is brand new in my collection, but the scent is one of my all-time favorites. And if you've been here for a while, you know this. Think bright, crisp, and rose. Now, I just posted a short of my first impression of this fragrance, but it is Versace It's Essential. Now, looking at the notes here, there's no note of ginger, which is very strange. Which, before I get into the notes, this is inspired by YSL L'Homme Ultime. One of my all-time favorite summer fragrances, fall, winter, whatever. It's super unfortunate that L'Homme Ultime was discontinued. It is also super disappointing that I no longer own YSL L'Homme Ultime. Just to read you guys the notes real quick. The top notes in this are going to say bergamot, orange, and pear. I get some ginger there. I don't know. With the mid notes of geranium, lavender, jasmine, and magnolia. Base notes of cedar, tobacco, cinnamon, and vanilla. I don't smell tobacco in this, but no. But the scent for me when I wear it is just uplifting. It's bright, it's crisp. And the likelihood of someone else wearing this where you are is pretty slim. Now, the only other fragrance that I've tried that is similar to that scent is this from Dua. But I don't think I'm going to be wearing that one anymore. This is light, it's airy. This is like the perfect casual scent. And it just makes me happy to wear. I'm super excited to have it back in my collection. Number 2 here was the first fragrance that I researched, the top, mid, and base notes. And I made sure every single note that was in there, based off of Fragrantica, was a scent that I would really enjoy. That is Frank Boclet Ozone. This is salty, it's aquatic, it's metallic, but where it gets cool is the base of the fragrance. This is a base of leather, cedar, and tobacco. When I've worn this, it's masculine, it's easy to wear, it's somewhat light, but also being dense. And where it lacks is some of the typical notes that you get in like your mass designer fragrances, it comes back strong with that aquatic saltiness, with a very masculine dry down. But throughout the entire wearing, there is that metallic note that's there, which makes this great for me to wear on like a rainy day. And like I said, it just uplifts my mood. Next, here's a fragrance that I wear when I want something that is good for like winter and fall, but there's a sweet citrus that's there. So it's a bit unique, but also really easy to wear. That is Valentino Uomo Yellow Dream. So the top notes in this are gonna be pineapple and mandarin, with mid notes of spices, gingerbread, and ginger, and base notes of vanilla and cedar. To me, it smells like Stronger With You with an additional layer of citrus on top. So when I want something that's warm, but also gonna be a bit citrusy, I go for that. Now 3 here's gonna be one that is probably best worn in the summer, but I love wearing fresh fragrances year round. Fresh, floral, bright, uplifting. That is going to be John Pavedo's Artisan Pure. This is fantastic stuff. This is great stuff. It's sweet, light, airy, floral. Such a fantastic fragrance here. This is one that is really hard to overspray, but I do like wearing this one when it's really cold out. It helps balance out all the heavy, dense fragrances for winter when you have something like this. Now 4 here is a relatively newer one in my collection, but it is great when it is just really cold and you're there wishing you were sitting in a chair at the beach. That is going to be Island. This smells like summer. Which most people hear that and they think, why would you wear that in the middle of winter? Because for one, here in Georgia, it doesn't get that cold. 2, if I can experience the aroma of being at the beach during the winter, why not? Inspired by Jean Paul Gaultier, Le Beau Le Parfum. And out of that line, all I've tried is the Eau de Toilette. But this stuff's great. It's a bit more dense than the Eau de Toilette, but I think that density is really going to shine in the cooler weather. So you'll have a warmer weather fragrance that really works in the cool weather too. Plus the atomizer in this is awesome. Now 5 here is going to have that dense, that loud, that heavy dry down with an opening that's bright and crisp, which I would say is a general theme of the fragrances here. That is going to be Versace Eros Flame, where the dry down is going to be very similar to the original Eros. The opening is just bright and for me uplifting. And then later in the day, you still have that fantastic Eros DNA that's there. Think of Eros, but in the opening you have Mandarin. Now 6 here I feel like is very underappreciated. It does have your general dry down of your typical designer fragrance, but the opening is nice. This is Coach for Men Green. Man, the opening of kiwi in this, outside of this, I've never smelled a fragrance that has the opening of kiwi. Just a super unique, super uplifting designer fragrance here. One issue with this is going to be longevity, but that opening is bright and crisp. Which on really cold days, this is just really nice to wear. Now next here is one that the entirety of the wearing is just very fresh and very clean. The best part about this fragrance for me is that the initial uplifting scent in the opening, it lasts for the entire of the wearing. That is going to be Creed Green Iris Tweed. One of the all-time best year-round signature scents. When I spray it in the air, I get the scent of springtime. But when I primarily wear this, it's going to be in the cooler weather. It's bright, it's kind of watery, it has these green nuances.
obviously. But even with those fresh nuances, it is absolutely one of my favorites to wear in the cool weather. Now 8 here is one that's not quite as bright in the opening, where it's bright, but it's also quite warm. This is basically going to smell like Dior Sauvage with pineapple and creamy vanilla. That is Coach for Men Platinum. Now this is the one Coach fragrance that I have that has really good longevity and projection. But the sweet vanilla for me is what makes it an uplifting scent. That, in addition to the general mass appealing opening and dry down, makes this a fantastic fragrance to wear not only in the winter, but also year round. Now 2 here is one that I wear when I'm dressing up, going somewhere nice, and I don't want to wear something that is heavy and dense, or even like room filling. That is Creed Aventus Cologne. It's bright, it's airy, it lacks a lot of the oomph that Aventus has, but when I want to have something that has that light, airy, that high quality scent, this is what I reach for. The mandarin in the opening and the burst in the dry down, just for me, makes it a very uplifting scent. My only gripe with this is that I wish the performance was a little better, but the scent is fantastic. Now number 1 here is going to be from the fragrance line that is normally on a top winter fragrances video. But like all these here, this one that I wear that is bright, it's crisp, and in the really cool weather is really uplifting for me. That is Hugo Boss The Scent Pure Accord. I believe out of all these here, this is the most unique. From the opening to the dry down. This in ways like Island reminds me of a vacation. Somewhere in the tropics. Somewhere exotic, somewhere that has nice beaches. And for me, performs really well in the cool weather. Till next time, enjoy your fragrances.
Alright, so if you watched the full video, I appreciate you. Now, number 5, the best fragrance to wear to the beach, especially in December, is going to be Aventus Cologne. It is fantastic. It's what I'm wearing right now. It is just great stuff. Now, 4 is going to be one that is not on this list. That is going to be Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Sun. This light blue with some coconut is fantastic. Look at this beach, y'all. Isn't it nice? Number 3 is going to be Green Iris Tweed. It is just fantastic. It's not going to be the best, most aquatic fragrance. 2 is going to be any fragrance that smells like YSL L'Homme Ultime. Could definitely see myself wearing that Is Essential out here in the morning because it is fantastic out here and just it's a great airy fragrance. And lastly, number 1 is going to be a fragrance that is fantastic. It is also a Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue fragrance, but it is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. It's great, beach aquatic. Probably should have included it on the list, but it's much more of a beach fragrance. But guys, that is today's video. I hope you have enjoyed this video somewhat. Till next time.